Despite Mami Nanami having some ulterior motive and just having fun messing with, Chizuru and Kazuya's relationship, she really is an angel compared to Chizuru. Like back in season 1 and 2, everyone would shit on Mami Nanami. They would drag her name to the dirt. They would literally shove her face into a bucket of feces if they could. But now, where are they now? Where are they? Where are these people who thought Mami Nanami was this demonic spawn of Satan? Where are they? They're nowhere to be found because Chizuru Mizuhara, whatever the fuck her name is right here, she's become more and more of this demoness. She is legit one of the biggest liars out there. Like, I honestly could say, this is season 4, so there's no beating around the bush. Everyone's on the same fucking page. Everyone knows what's going on. There's nothing to hide, and that's what I love about Mami Nanami. If she did this shit back in season 2 and 3, this anime would have already been over. Like, let's be honest. She is literally carrying the entire show on her shoulders. She is pushing the envelope. She is making all the progression that we know about in Rent a Girlfriend. Period. Yeah, she's the one who actually catapulted this whole situation in the first place. You know what I'm saying? She's the one who's actually doing shit. In season 1, Kazuya does get rejected by Mami Nanami, and that causes Kazuya to spiral out. In which case, Mami made the right choice for him to just spiral out like that and then start renting a girlfriend, Chizuru, and spending and hemorrhaging and just financially, handicapping himself, renting out Chizuru Mizuhara, for his own likeness due to the fact that Mami, dumped him. It's like, whatever, man. And then so here, Mami Nanami, gives an olive branch. She gives an olive branch to Mizuhara, but Mizuhara, yet again, and her demoness self, just wants to drag this on. She just wants to keep dragging it on, on and on and on, with no end in sight. It's just sad to see. It really is. And I think even the mangaka is like, bro, this is insane. Even he's, feeling a little insane. If I remember correctly, he made a post on Twitter or something, on X, about how he would want the characters to move on, but they just went and did their own stuff, so he has no control. It was like a funny tweet like that. But no, just think about it very clearly. Once we all think about it very clearly, Chizuru, god damn her fucking name, is lying to everyone, and the only one who's in on it is Mami Nanami. She's the anti-hero of the show, and it's just insane to me that Chizuru would do such a thing in the beginning. So I understand why everyone was defending her, like, and why everyone thought she was like best girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's in general a good person. But then once she started lying left and right, and especially so to her dying grandma, her last relative on this earth, like, you gotta just stop and think about what that means. Like, she's literally at her face lying to a dead, dying person who was sickly and pretty much dead. And not only that, she dragged Kazuya's grandma into believing this fiasco, into believing this charade, this facade of a relationship between her and Kazuya. So now, Nagomi, I believe that's Kazuya's grandma, knows everything from the beginning, how she mentioned Kazuya being her boyfriend. And so when the cat gets out of the bag, that's what Chizuru doesn't want. She doesn't want her to know that she's been lying this whole time, and that she lied. She lied to her dying grandma. Can you believe that? Oh man, the repercussions are gonna be insane if they ever come out. If Grandma Nagomi, Kazuya's grandma, realizes this shit, if she was lying just to Nagomi, Kazuya's grandma, it would be fine. I could see Nagomi be like, you know what? Fine. I don't trust Kazuya anymore anyways. It's like he did me dirty. He did me wrong. This whole thankful thing that she did to Kazuya. She's probably like, you know what? Just forget about it. I'm moving on. But just imagine when she finds out, and then she's like, whoa, I understand if you did it just to me, but you did it to your dying grandma. Just sad to see. And that's why I say Mami Nanami is literally carrying this whole entire show on her back. Let's see, let's speed this up a little bit more. And like I said, I've been defending Mami Nanami since like the beginning. Why? Because she just saw how big of a gold digger Chizuru is. Like, come on, man. Like I said, let's not beat around the bush anymore. Let's not lie to one another anymore. Let's not be like Chizuru. Let's not be like Chizuru. Like that's exactly what she is. She just kept going at it saying, oh, you're renting me out. All right. You're renting me out. But no, she just kept pushing the envelope more and more and more and allowing Kazuya to rent her out, even though she knows Kazuya has no money. But she's like, who cares? I'm just gonna drain his pocket. Like, bro, what is the process? Like, what is the thought? What is the mentality once you know someone's spending more and more and more and more on you, and it's going up to like $30,000? Like, bro, I just can't forgive Chizuru for what she's done. Mami Nanami is the GOAT of this anime. She's literally pushing the progress, and I'm just tired of just seeing this Jezebel Chizuru Mizuhara. Like, I'm not trying to shit on her, but she needs to confess all her sins. Damn it, she needs to go to church. She needs to go to church, man. She needs to get baptized, bro. She needs to get baptized, repent of all her sins, confess all her sins. Low-key give Kazuya back his money and get fired from her company and just be shamed. Like, I hate to say it, I hate to put it that way, but that's never gonna happen. And I think she might just get away with this. I think she might just, bro, don't laugh, but I low-key think she's gonna kill Grandma Nagomi. She's gonna kill Mami Nanami. She's gonna kill everyone who's involved in this situation and be like, all right, nobody knows that I was a complete fucking gluttonous liar.